Ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and these are my Week 2 predictions. Last week, we undeniably went 16-0, and I went undefeated for the first ever time, and one of the only few people to ever do so. I'm glad to be a part of history, and you know what? Let's run it back! So let's get right into it. Starting off with Thursday Night Football, we got Bills versus Dolphins, AFC East rivalry matchup to start Week 2. I'm taking the better quarterback of who I trust most. I'm taking Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills to go into Miami and beat the Miami Dolphins. I don't care how good the Miami Dolphins are. Josh Allen's number against the Dolphins throughout his entire career, I think he's only lost to the Dolphins once out of like 10 or more times. So he knows how to beat the Miami Dolphins. And also, the Dolphins did look a little bit questionable against the Jaguars. And the Bills' offense, they actually were clicking very late in the game against the Cardinals, which will help them out if they can do it for full 4 quarters against the Dolphins. So give me the Bills over the Dolphins. Chargers versus Panthers, give me the Chargers. I mean, the Chargers, they were really not that good against the Raiders, but come on. They're going up against the Panthers. The Panthers are shit. The Panthers are shit. And we got the Cleveland Browns going to Jacksonville to play the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm going to take the Jacksonville Jaguars over the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns looked terrible. And what I expected from Deshaun Watson, because I know from the very beginning, he was never a good quarterback to begin with in Cleveland. So, I mean, also the Jacksonville Jaguars put up a fight against the Dolphins, and they were pretty good. So, I'm definitely going to be taking the Jaguars over the Browns. And then we got a Super Bowl 49 rematch. Seahawks versus Patriots. Give me the Patriots over the Seahawks. I like how the Patriots defense is playing, especially when I picked the Patriots in an upset that helped me go 16-0. Why not pick them again against Seattle Seahawks that really doesn't have a great offensive line and can be scored on? I mean, what was it? Rookie quarterback Bo Nix was able to score like 20 points? That's crazy. Yeah, give me the Patriots over the Seahawks. Then I'm going to be taking the Commanders over the Giants. I think the Commanders are going to look very good, and Jane Daniels is going to get his first win. I liked how he was running the football, especially against my team, but, you know, it's against the New York Giants. Daniel Jones sucks ass. The Giants are also dog shit. The Commanders are going to win. Then I'm going to be taking the Steelers over the Broncos. The Steelers are the better coached team. That was the reason why that they ended up beating the Atlanta Falcons last week. They played phenomenal defensively, and they're going up against a rookie quarterback of Bo Nix. Bo Nix is done for. Then we switch on over to this side. Give me the Ravens over the Raiders. The Ravens will have a bounce-back victory, especially almost going to overtime against the defending back-to-back Super Bowl champions. And the Raiders, on the other hand, they're not good. Their offense is horrible. Their defense is going to keep them alive, but it's too much. The Ravens are too much. Ravens are taking it. Then I'm going to be taking the Cowboys over the Saints easily. The Cowboys look like a great team once again in the regular season. And the Saints, you know, they played very great against the Panthers. But come on, it's the Panthers. The Panthers are terrible. Come on. And this is going to be my upset of the week, sort of. Give me the Colts over the Packers. I do not know the situation with Jordan Love because there are people saying that he could play or not. And it's looking probably he's not going to play. And if that's the case, I'm definitely taking the Colts because I liked what I saw from Anthony Richardson against the Texans. I mean, they look like a great team, and they look like a playoff caliber team in the AFC, and I could see them definitely beating the Packers at Lambeau Field this early on in the season. Then I'm going to take the Niners over the Vikings. The Niners looked like a very good team still, even without Christian McCaffrey and with Brandon Ayuk really not showing up in training camp, which made him a little bit rusty. The Niners are just too good. Compared to the Vikings, Sam Darnold I think he's going to struggle big time. Then I have the Jets bouncing back from the terrible loss from last night's Monday Night Football game and getting a win over the Titans. Look, Aaron Rodgers played great his first game back in like 600 days. So, I expect them to definitely beat the shit out of the Titans because the Titans blew a 17-point lead to the Chicago Bears. The Chicago Bears. Embarrassing. I'm also going to take the Rams over the Cardinals. The Rams are just the better team. Even though the Cardinals did look great against the Buffalo Bills, don't get me wrong, but the Rams have had the Cardinals' number in the NFC West for a very, very long time. And even though Puka Nacua is not playing for the Rams, expect Cooper Kupp to have an amazing game. And honestly, you should probably start Cooper Kupp for fantasy if you have him. And then we have the quarterback rivalry. Patrick Mahomes versus Joe Burrow. Bengals versus Chiefs. It's going to be at Arrowhead. I am going to be taking the Chiefs over the Bengals. Joe Burrow has had his turn. Now it's Patrick Mahomes' turn in this rivalry. It's going to go back and forth for years to come. And the Bengals, the first 2 weeks of the NFL season, which I called last week to lose to the Patriots, they're losing to the Chiefs because they look like absolute dog shit. And that's what it has been like the last 2 years, the first couple weeks of the season. And then we got Sunday Night Football. Sunday Night Football, Bears versus Texans. Give me the better team. Give me the Texans over the Bears. CJ Stroud, he played phenomenal. He looked like an MVP caliber quarterback. And the Bears, they really didn't get anything going offensively against the Titans, which is very surprising of how they won. But the Texans, they know how to put up points, and they have a good enough defense to stop Caleb Williams. Give me the Texans. Then on Monday Night Football, we got the Falcons going to Philadelphia. I'm taking the Eagles over the Falcons. This is easy. The Falcons look like absolute dog shit. And this was one of the teams I said was going to be overrated at the very start of the season. And I was very right about that. So I'm still taking the Eagles. I mean, Saquon Barkley had an amazing debut game against the Packers. And I think he's going to have another great ground game again. And last but definitely not least, this matchup right here. I have been waiting for this rematch for so long. Give me my Tampa Bay Buccaneers to go into the slumps of Detroit and upset the Detroit Kittens. Let's go!